There are so many ways to raid in DayZ. Just to name a few, you can raid with axes, spears, sledgehammers, pretty much any melee weapon you can think of, even your fists. You can code raid, yes I got it, door camp, or even build elaborate siege towers. However, DayZ players are set in their ways when it comes to raiding, explosives and ammo, loud, fast and effective. But is that the best way to raid in DayZ? Well, today I'm making it my goal to do every type of DayZ raid.
Right, we've got a Barazino spawn.
Our first goal was to gear up, because before we could raid anyone, we'd need a base of our own, place to gather raiding supplies and store the riches of our plunders. I quickly looted PD and then headed to the fire station. Here I could grab fire axes. These, along with pickaxes and wood axes, are the best melee weapons to raid with, so it's important we collect these now for use later. I then spotted my first base, so I headed over to investigate.
Looks like a mess, it almost looks raided. They've got spotlights and everything. They don't have a front door. I wonder if this has been recently raided. Go inside.
From the looks of it, this base had been recently raided, and the owner was online rebuilding. If I had another player, I was confident I could boost into the adjacent apartment block and potentially make it onto the roof. But for now, I was solo, so I grabbed the handsaws, hatchet, wire and pliers that they'd left outside. These were important supplies I'd need to build my own base, so I continued my journey.
Oh my god, there's a guy in front of me.
The deer just saved this guy's life! What? There is no way that just happened. I was shooting a guy and a deer runs in front and takes the bullet.
What the leaf? I don't know where he's gone.
What did he say? He may have been a freshborn, but he had nails, one of the most important base building items. All I needed now was a code lock, so I continued my journey north. And I swear I looted what felt like every shed in Novo and the surrounding area, but eventually I found it.
Ooh, a code lock.
So with everything I now needed for a base, I headed to my build spot, and you know exactly what that means.
Right, finally have a base.
I now had a home, but I didn't have any storage, so improvised shelters would have to do, but this allowed me to collect and store axes, the best melee weapons for raiding, and while collecting axes, I actually spotted a small base, one that as a solo I could easily raid. I reckon I had enough axes at home, so I loaded a backpack up and stashed them in a nearby bush and got to raiding, but it wasn't long until I was rudely interrupted by the owner.
Oh my god, he's in there.
With this weaponry and being a solo, there was no chance I was online raiding this base, at least not with melee weapons. So I decided I'd head back to base, stash my axes away, and head up towards Kamenk's military base. On my journey, I'd note any other bases I find, and after a quick scuffle with some wolves, I found some military gear, an AUG, and a landmine. Things were looking promising, but it was when leaving the military base, things took a turn for the worst.
Where the fuck is this freak? Oh, there's two of them. Of course there is. Oh, where's his little bastard friend? Explain yourself, young man. Why did you ambush me? Speak. No, don't do it. You were gonna kill me, weren't you? I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh, what the hell? That was the worst fight ever. We were both missing everything. Why did I kill the other one? Oh, right over here. What the hell? It's very fucking thirsty. These guys had some weird inventories, almost as if they were collecting supplies for a base. So I scoured the area for a bit, and as expected, I found a small base tucked away in a garage. I'd make note of this for later and continued my base searching journey. I even found a raided base, and after performing some magic with a backpack, I was in. Not much, but some wooden crates I could dismantle for some much needed nails, which I quickly returned to base with. It was getting later on in the night now, so I figured now would be a better time than ever to revisit that base from earlier. I don't see any feet, so let's try this. Oh, this is going to take forever. Okay, we broke it. We've still got this other one to break, but it looks like it's loaded. Oh, this is going to be a pain. It had only taken me about 3 axes and 20 minutes to break the panel, proving quite an efficient raider method. Just imagine how quickly you could get through one of these as a group. Annoyingly, the frame was rather difficult to hit with an axe, although the pickaxe proved easier. So another 25 minutes later, and I was dead. I died, and frustratingly, only moments away from breaking the frame. But when all seemed lost, I got the most perfect spawn. You actually couldn't get a better spawn. So, while I rush back to the raid, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Manscaped.com. With the holidays just around the corner, it's the perfect time to treat yourself or a loved one to the ultimate grooming experience with Manscaped's latest release, the Chairman Pro, which comes with 2 interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. You have the skin-safe 4-blade foil for an ultra-close shave and the skin-safe stubble trimmer for when you want to keep things rugged. Both heads help minimize razor burn and irritation, so you'll always feel smooth and comfortable. One of my favourite features is the Flex Adjust technology. The blades and pivoting head adjust to the contours of your face and neck, ensuring a precise and comfortable shave every time. For extra precision, the Chairman Pro has you covered with its precision lock. When you lock it, the blade head sits firm. There are 3 predefined lock positions the blade head can lock into to provide more control and accuracy. Plus, it's waterproof. You can use it in the shower for a cleaner, more efficient grooming experience. And with up to 75 minutes of runtime on a single charge, you've got plenty of time to get the perfect shave. It comes with a USB-C cable, and it is also wireless compatible with a digital screen that displays the battery level. Plus, the LED spotlight helps you see every detail, ensuring nothing gets missed. Use promo code RavPlays for 20% off your order plus free shipping. What better way to treat yourself or someone special this season? That's 20% off plus free international shipping with promo code RavPlays at manscaped.com. Join the over 11 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped and give the gift of grooming this season. Right, well I don't see anyone there, and the frame's still here. He's even left my pickaxe. Not too sure why he hasn't finished raiding. Perhaps he's coming back with some ammo. We're in. Oh my god, it's loaded. Oh my god. How do we take? What do we even take? We need to take all the ammo for raiding, basically. These are raid materials, all the strong ammos. The base was loaded. Weapons, ammo, building supplies, nails, and even explosives. Everything I needed. And remember, I got all of this with a few axes and less than an hour's work. But concerned the guy would return, I made a quick escape. I can't believe he didn't finish that. There was only a few hits left. In fact, I'd complete several successful runs ferrying the loot from the raid back to my base. I'd used the stolen building supplies to beef up my base before I grabbed my best stuff and logged off for the night. Fortunately, when I logged on the next day, the base was standing strong. And today was going to be special because we were going to be joined by Glaz, Tommy and Exclusion, because the 4 of us were going to attempt to raid a base with nothing but our fists. Expecting to die, I left my gear in base and headed over to meet the lads at a base that they discovered.
Wait, there's a guy. There's a guy.
Where?
Orange armband on me.
Yes. I'm dead.
Is he shooting you?
Yeah, I don't know why, 'cause I was really friendly to him.
Nice him, bro. He's actually bleeding. Hey man, what happened? Wait, you have a car?
Is this your car?
Is that your car?
Oh, you got
Can't do anything. I literally can't do anything.
Oh, this is going to take a while. It's not a far run. I think if you have an item in your hand, it doesn't damage your hands, by the way. So just oh, it broke.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
And then the other... I think only one person can do this.
And with the power of editing, I'd turned what we had to endure for hours into a few seconds, and that was only the panel. I'd have to destroy the frame by myself, as only one player could hit it at a time. I was literally up till 5 AM hitting this wall, so if you appreciate my efforts, consider subscribing. I'm so close to my goal of 100k by the end of the year. But after 5 hours of raiding, I eventually got in.
Oh, finally.
And this might have been the worst base I've ever raided in DayZ. And just to add salt to the wound, I had an infection from all the bleeds my character had endured. Day 3, I'd respawned to get rid of the infection, but it was when looting back up, I noticed a raid in town. Choosing to ignore it, I continued my journey.
I'm going to run past, pretend I didn't see.
But was chased down and murdered as an innocent little freshborn, probably karma for my war crimes earlier. But starving for revenge, I headed back with a trusty SKS.
There's another guy across the side of the street. Where's his team then? There's one. Why is he all the way up there? Means I can probably run for the body. Me a hacksaw, bitches.
See, I'd stolen a hacksaw from these guys, and on this server, you could use it to dismantle gates. While not vanilla raiding, I had the perfect base in mind that I could use a hacksaw to eco-raid. Eco-raiding is where you skip the majority of the base's defences for little to no cost. In this case, I'd once again use my bag trick and a well-timed jump to get behind this base's defences and dismantle a gate. And this base was stacked, but most importantly, lots of ammo and lots of explosives I could use for future raids. Annoyingly, you couldn't destroy walls on this server, so I had to throw all the loot out of this small gap and respawn to collect it. But I'd now completed a melee raid, a fist raid and an eco raid. All I had to do now was an ammo and an explosive raid, but it was when scouting for bases I performed the easiest raid yet.
Oh, there's a chopped tree here, chopped. Dead guy. Fuck. What does this guy have? Anything good? That has nothing. Shit's base for him. Just went deep. Mad. I mean, wasn't really worth it, but that's not going to happen again. So we're counting that as going deep.
Going deep is extremely rare in DayZ, especially on servers with code locks. In fact, I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've pulled it off in my 10,000 hours. And you heard me.
That's not going to happen again.
But less than half an hour later, I noticed an open gate poking out of a wall and some dropped loot outside.
We're trapped inside. Fuck's sake.
And somehow I'd done it again, but he closed the gate, locking me in. So with no escape, I had to throw the loot out the window and respawn. It was on a run back, I remembered the base from the very beginning, a perfect target for an explosive raid. And with the 2 claymores from the melee raid and the 4 claymores from the eco raid, I had enough explosives to raid one wooden wall.
Yes, I think the others should explode. The first explosion. That not blow up? Yeah, you must have to place these down. Must have to place these all down.
some reason, I was under the impression that 6 claymores was enough for a wall. I think the server may have boosted the health of walls, and with no more explosives, I resorted to just shooting the wall out. Not a complete explosive raid, but close enough nonetheless. Quite honestly, another awful raid, but a blaze and some winnie ammo I could use for the final raid of the video. Ammo raiding, by far the most common and effective raiding method in DayZ, and I knew just the base to raid, because this muppet had forgot to block up the windows in this fortress building, allowing me to shoot the frame out from behind, destroying both the panel and the frame when broken.
Oh, it's broken. There's literally nothing fucking in here.
And what a poetic end to quite a crazy DayZ raiding adventure. You might have noticed that I missed out one of, if not the craziest raiding method, code raiding, but that's something I've done a lot of on this channel, so if you want to see me code raid a toxic clan, click here.